Hi guys, it's been a little while since I've done a video, so I just thought we'd do a bit of a catch up. Over the last few weeks we've done many conferences and spoke at many places, and I'm happy to say that in a lot of, well, most of them, in fact all of them, have all been successful. None more so than the Devon Police and the Cornish Police, the Devon and Cornwall Force. We were down in Bodmin last Thursday speaking to the Cornish Police and in Exeter on the Friday, speaking to them. And the way that they asked questions and the way they got involved and the way that they interacted and they had a thirst for knowledge struck me that it was absolutely brilliant that they wanted to know because, not surprisingly, as many people around the country do, they only think that there is only one type of dementia, which is Alzheimer's. They'd never heard of Lewy bodies or Pick's disease and frontal lobal or vascular or anything like that. But that's not their fault because they only know what they know. And it's up to people like us to educate them and educate the country to make sure they know there's more than one disease. And when I explain that I have Lewy bodies, so I explain to them what happens to me, they'd never heard the likes of it before because they're given information and a booklet that says Alzheimer's, this is what they look like, and quite often they admitted that it was nothing like that. As you know, I asked them to extend these search perimeters because sometimes they think that somebody at 75 can only do 10 mile, when here in Torbay we know somebody who's been 84 and walks between Torbay and Brixham, which is no mean feat, to say the least. And could have gone a lot further if it hadn't been found, thankfully, safe and well. So yeah, the conferences were really, really good, and it was good for me to get out there again and explain what it's like to live with this dementia. One conference in particular, which I won't mention, concentrated on early diagnosis and the signs of early diagnosis. Now, as you know, I like to think I champion the early diagnosis for obvious reasons, because if I hadn't been diagnosed as ill as I had, I don't think, without the support of my family and friends, that I would have achieved what I've done up to now and hope to achieve much more. So I really do believe that early diagnosis is key, and spotting those signs of early diagnosis is also key. So there I was, sat in front of quite a medium-sized conference in quite a large town when somebody read out the statistics and said that in this particular town there are only 54 people with dementia. Well, as you can imagine, everybody wants to live there. So I questioned where they got the stats from, and they said, well, that's the other people that's been diagnosed officially. So when it comes to my turn, I started to talk about early diagnosis, obviously, and the rates of. Now, in the room was consultants, doctors, people like that, senior nurses, yeah. So I said, what we'll do, we'll play a bit of a game. We'll do the trade unions bit. In other words, we'll put our hands up when we know the answer, just like they do in the TUC. And I started asking questions, but the general question was, how many in this room know what early signs of dementia are? Whoosh, up went the hands. Nearly all of them. I thought, well, this is a good start. So I said, well, not all at once, but one at once, please shout out, what are the early signs? Well, they came thick and fast. Memory, speech, spatial awareness, concentration, unable to do this, unable to do. I was quite impressed. I was very impressed that all these people knew what the signs of early diagnosis was. So my question to them was, if that's the case, and you know all these questions, why is the diagnosis rate so low? That's about as quiet as it went in the room as well. Oh, well, one piped up. It's not as easy as that. I said, I'm sorry, but in fact, if I remember rightly, you just came up with 3 symptoms of early diagnosis. Well, yeah, well, and that's all I got. And I stood there going, come on, guys. You just said you know what the signs of early diagnosis are. Why aren't you doing it? Because it's not that simple. So my question was, if you walked in, if you sat there and somebody walked into your surgery with blinding headaches and feeling sick, would you diagnose possibly brain tumour and have a brain scan done? Yes. If somebody came in with a persistent cough for over a month or so, and they were coughing up blood and tightness in the chest, would you think it could be possibly cancer and do an investigation? Yes. If somebody came in with chest pains or pains down the left arm or tightness of breath, would you think it was heart failure? Yes. And yet, you know all the early symptoms of dementia, but you don't get them investigated. Why? Why is it? Is it because you think they're too young? Is it because you're still in the frame of the mind that they're too old and that's just your age? Well, actual fact, it's not. It's an actual disease of the brain. So what is it? Do you know, I never got a straight answer. Purely because I think I put them into a bit of a position. So that's why I'm doing this video. Because I'd like other people beside me to ask the same questions. If they know what the early signs of diagnosis is, and they know what to look for, why aren't they doing it? Why aren't people being diagnosed earlier so they can take advantage of any medication that's around at the time like I have? Okay, it doesn't work for everybody, and it's not a cure. But why wouldn't you want to try something? And why wouldn't you want to know that there was something wrong when all you were doing was getting confused and getting mixed up and getting things wrong, or thinking it's perfectly okay to put a jumper on back to front, or to walk around with your shoelaces undone, or to start staggering as though you're drunk when you're not? So come on, guys, you professionals, I mean, all you GPs and consultants, come on, as we say up north, get a grip. We're doing our best. Never before has dementia been in the public arena like it is now. And there's thousands of us, just like me, who are doing our bit to try and make sure, excuse me, to try and make sure that this stays in the public eye. But we need your help. We need your help. We need you to do your bit by recognising those early signs of dementia, those crucial chain of events that take place before mid-dementia and late stages take over. These people in late stages were once like me. I was once like you, in a manager's job and with hardly a worry in the world. But that's the deal I've been dealt with, and I've decided to campaign against it and do as much as I can for the people, because there's no reason why other people can't do what I've done. Because those are the guys who know what it's all about. Those are the guys just like me that live with this god-awful disease day in, day out. So come on, guys. I think now it's your turn, eh? Thanks so much for your help, and thanks for listening. Cheers, see you later. Bye.